Hi, friends. Thanks for watching. So yesterday I went to my local drug and got some supplies and um, went to pick up something that a podcast recommended for if you're under the weather. And I didn't know it was something that had to be y- you had a prescription for. Uh, and so I was just like, oh, well, what's a over the counter substitute? And the guy at the pharmacist desk register, let's ask the pharmacist. So the pharmacist was kind of like having like a bit of a hissy. He was like, oh yeah, it has to be um prescription, and there was nothing that can compete with this. It's called like Therosol or Tamiflu. um and he was like, there's nothing that natural products can do. He was like, it kills the virus. He's like, or a virus. No, YouTube fact checkers, this is what the pharmacist was telling me. And uh and I was like, well, what's the equivalent, or what's something like it? And from what I understand, things that help reduce, because that's what it is, we're reducing this V load, right? So when you reduce it, it's because you're optimizing the biology. And we know a lot of herbs like garlic helps reduce, it optimizes your health if you can tolerate it. You know, I mean, just be a bunch of like high quality mushroom supplements. It optimizes your body, and so then you're going to have less of that cleanup crew, which we understand to be a V. Anyway, I was just like this guy at the drugstore, the pharmacist, was just insulting my intelligence. He was like, this drug kills the viruses. It's the only thing. There's nothing else in the world. I mean, your sunlight kills whatever that produces, like the sunlight helps optimize your body. Proper dose of sunlight helps your body optimize. So then you're gonna produce less V. So I'm just like, wow, like people, stupid people are in important positions and uh, expecting the rest of us to just have no brain, and I mean, and just like, why do people let these temper tantrum maniacs be in positions? Like, why do we let them be this way? Like, I mean, there's like good people with leverage. Like, good people with leverage, please do something. Like, I don't, I'm traumatized, so I can't really um you know duke it out with these malignant, toxic, abusive people in positions of power. But I know that there's other people out there who are confident and believe in themselves and have support systems. Folks, you gotta stand up. Stand up for your children. Don't let them mask your children. And lastly, don't, like, stop selling your property to China. Stop selling houses to communists. Like here in Rapid, apparently, Newsom, what's his name? Governor Newsom was in Rapid looking to buy furniture. Please, folks, stop letting communist Marxists buy your property. Like the lady, that Black Lives Matter activist, somebody sold her all those $1 million properties. Like, folks, don't sell property to criminals. these are just because they're a white collar criminal, it doesn't mean you want criminals in your neighborhood. You know, even if they're a mafia, like a Marxist mafia or communist mafia, that's not good for you. It's not good for your children. And, you know, just because they're white collar criminals, it's not still not acceptable. And there's something else I was gonna say. Like every state I've been in, I've said this before. Everybody hates Californians or Oregonians. Like when I went to Oregon, the Oregonians hated the Californians that were moving there. When I moved to Montana, they didn't like the Californians and the Oregonians. And in South Dakota, they generally just don't like people relocating, and not everybody, but some people. And it's like it's hypocritical. Like this one lady from here, she was complaining, you know, about Californians relocating or just people relocating, but she was gone in Europe, enjoying Europe for many years, and then she came back, and she keeps on, like she brings it up all the time, how wonderful it was, and then but that she's from here. It's like it's just weird. People are hypocritical and have these double standards. Um, but and I don't know if I'm being hypocritical by saying please don't let criminals buy property. I don't think that's hypocritical. I think it makes sense. And the thing is, when you let a Marxist or a communist or a criminal into your community, then they are going to expect your school district to also be criminal. So they're going to have pedo grooming stuff, which I think is the transgender pushing, the hormone altering, babies. Like I think that's part of it's criminal, because how can a toddler know what they're going to want to do when they're 18, or when they're 40? Like you can't let somebody who's in an altered state, because we know that children are in this altered state up until about 11 or something like that. So you can't let somebody in an altered state make permanent physiological changes. Like that's irresponsible. That's an irresponsible civilization, which is why God is so angry and all this stuff is going on in the world. Um, so anyway, that was a bit of a ramble, but yeah, like why are pharmacists, pushing this fantasy reality, and why do we let them? I mean, I know there's a place, like there's a place for medication. Like sometimes you need to go to sleep and have a deep sleep because you have a cold. So, there's a place for that, but don't tell me that the body relies upon pharmaceuticals to um, alter its immunity. Like, what kind of nonsense is this? You know, um, and the fact is, like, people get so offended just even having this conversation. Like, I didn't, I just seriously was gonna think he was gonna recommend some garlic capsules, or whatever. I mean, so I don't know, maybe this was just somebody on a bad day or whatever, but so that's my thoughts. God bless.